Hello everyone and welcome to Have you heard of Spec Ops The Line? And if you haven't, you should probably watch this video and be educated on this awesome game. And so I'm gonna play for a couple of minutes here and give you what I think are the best things about this game. And I've just recently finished it, and by recently I mean a couple of hours ago, and I must say this is definitely my favourite shooter that I've ever played so far in my life, and that is saying something. I've played all the best shooters, you know, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Gears of War, all of those. I've played them all, I've finished them all, and this just really stands out from the others. Yeah, and that's because of a couple of few key things. And I'm gonna go through them. So, first off, controls are pretty damn good. This is obviously, this is a PC port, so there's only a couple of complaints in the controls department. I mean, multi-binding I don't like, so we've got spacebar binded to a certain amount of things, which is kind of annoying. For example, cover and a certain other control is all done on the spacebar and shift, and it kind of gets a little bit confusing, but it works well, and keys are fully rebindable, which is always a plus. So yeah, settings in general are pretty good. I wouldn't mind some more graphics options, but you know, it's bearable. And let's be honest, this game looks gorgeous. So I'm running it on full quality graphics right now, and bloody hell, do the models look fantastic. So I'm just gonna go up here for a sec and show you a little bit more. So yeah, this is a obviously a third-person shooter, as you can see.
Careful, they got a lookout.
Indeed, they do have a lookout. This is a third-person shooter, and it's the best I've ever played. As I've said, it's so good. And the first thing about this game that really stands out is its gritty realism, and that is one of the reasons why this game is quite highly acclaimed. Is because it's so painfully realistic that when you kill someone, it really feels like you have. And yeah, there's some sort of controversy surrounding that, especially a couple of scenes in the game, but I'm not going to go into that for spoilers. But yeah, I'm going to give you an example here. So I'm going to hop down here, and I'm going to put my silencer on, actually. I don't know why I just took that off. So we can see these two guards, and so what I've got my squad up there, and I can control them with my middle mouse button. So this orange triangle, they're going to kill whichever one I put that on. So I'm not going to make them do anything. I'm going to take both of them out. And just watch this.
Ain't nowhere here now.
You may have noticed that is kind of non-conventional. Conventional, even. The way they go down pretty easily, it's all very realistic. You see? Models and the animations of being shot is very good. And this is just a fine example here. Gritty realism. There's a lot of this. You see a lot of this. Injured people, you know? And it's kind of, for mercy's sake, you have to put them down. And that is really key to the game. It's just so awfully realistic that that kind of stuff really stands out, especially when you're in big firefights. You know, you walk past someone and they'll still be alive, and you'll have to just work with that. So let's show you some combat here. Take those two guys out. Take him out. These guys, there's lots of runners. So yeah, this brings me on to another thing, emotion. Emotion is something this game conveys very well indeed. And one of the ways it does that is through the gritty realism. You know, when you kill someone, it's pretty damn bad. And every single person you kill in this game, it feels kind of like they have a backstory. And that's pretty important. Yeah. It feels like every single man you kill has some sort of importance to the game, and when you take them out, you know, it feels more close to home. You know, you obviously don't know these guys, but you can relate to them, and it's not really relevant at this point here because these guys are just insurgents. But later on, you start fighting against the US military, and when that happens, you really get a strange sense here. In one sense, these guys are shooting at you and being awful bastards, but in the other sense, they're just following orders and that. And wow, it really does tug at the heartstrings. And that is very key for this game's success, in my opinion. It does convey emotion very, very well. we go. Let's knock those guys out.
I think we're clear. Okay, let's keep moving.
Make sure those guys aren't alive. Okay, so next bit, gunplay. You've seen quite a bit. Gunplay is, in general, well done in this game, I would say. The gunplay is well presented. It's not hard to aim. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I would go to say that's pretty nice.
It's just in. An unwarranted assault on the 33rd today means, you guessed it, an end to the ceasefire. All insurgents wishing to surrender, please report to your nearest outpost for processing. We now return to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Here we go.
Let me go on record and say this shit just got weird.
Fuck weird. This is out of control. Not only do they got people here, they got a fucking DJ. We need the radio command.
So,
No, not yet.
voice acting is kind of ever present in this game as well, and I would say it's very well done too. With the voice actors, you heard the guy on the radio there, and these two, there's quite a bit of banter, and this is important because as the game goes on, you slowly realise that this guy Lugo, he's the Joker, pretty much. But as the game goes on, he gets more and more serious, and
Hostile down.
just, you know, subtle things like that really bring out the emotion. You know, as he becomes more and more used to just killing these people, it becomes much more of a serious matter rather than a bit of a joke for some American Marines. You know what I mean? Knock those guys out. So, like, I've been playing this game on the hardest difficulty. This isn't just for review purposes because it's hard to concentrate and talk at the same time. But yeah, I would say the difficulty levels are pretty well balanced. I've had no problem with that. Hard is definitely very difficult, and easy is rather easy. This isn't easy. This is the combat ops difficulty, which is kind of like medium. Knock that guy out. Sit down. Let's get this turret facing the other way. Just cutting these guys down. It's pretty grim. Yeah, it goes slow motion every now and again when you get a headshot or something. So something I want to talk about right now is graphics, and in today's generation this is really prominent, and I just want to say that this game is one of the best lookers of this whole year so far. And I don't think it even came out this year, but in my opinion. And
I know I'm pretty, but take a fucking picture.
And at the start of the game, it's less noticeable. You know, there's lots of these open expanses, and you know, texture work is, on the whole, well done. You see, there's quite a lot of texture going on these walls. You might not notice it at first glance, but it is quite a well textured game. But you know, you'll be thinking, well, all these open expanses, you know, dust covering up most of the important things. Yeah, as the game goes on, that really does change, and you get a lot more interiors, and as the guys get more and more gritty and bloody, you can really notice that. You can see tears in their eyes, and it just looks brilliant. Model quality as well. Just look at him puffing there because he's been running. It's just little things like that add to the realism, and that is something this game must convey to the gamer in order to you know, be taken seriously in what it wants to achieve. And what it wants to achieve is a good shooter.
Don't like sitting in one place.
A good shooter that makes you question your morals, and the way it does that is by gritty realism, as I've talked with before, and kind of like, you know, it never gets rid of that immersion. And when it does, that is one area when I've got a problem. For example, I know this is a really little thing, and you might get angry at me for saying this, but could they have not like done an animation for just turning it over? You know, you're in this firefight and you're shooting these guys and they're all going down, blah blah blah, and then you run to this turret and it just flips over just seamlessly, and it's just breaks the realism a little bit, breaks the immersion. And I wouldn't say, obviously it's not a game, it's not going to lower my rating of the game just because of that, but it would be nice just not to have to break the immersion ever. I think that's something they could have done. Variation of weapons and enemies. This is another strength of the game, I would say.
That was too easy, boys.
It is there's quite a lot of different guns. You see, I just got a Scar H here, got a grenade launcher on it. All the guns have these little secondaries in the bottom right, you can see. And yeah, that means you can... I'll just give you an example. There we go. So lots of gun variation, kind of limited enemy variation. It's pretty much insurgents, American soldiers, veteran American soldiers, and heavies. That's pretty much what you fight against. But it's hard to notice when they go down so quickly. You know what I mean? In real life, you wouldn't have thousands of different types of enemy. They'd just be the same soldiers. And that's pretty much what this game is trying to achieve. I don't think it matters too much. There's not too much variation because, you know, it's war, and people. There's not millions of different types of enemy. People are just soldiers. And yeah. So it's not a problem at all, really. Oh God! Get rid of that guy right now. Oh shit! Take it. Slow motion scene, pretty nice. There you go. Storyline as well is another thing this game does so well. When I first saw this game, this is the second mission. I thought, well, you know, it's going to be. I love the mechanics behind it, the shooting mechanics. I love that. So I thought this is going to be really enjoyment. I don't want it to end fast, but I've got a feeling this is going to be one of, you know, you march in, kill everyone, kill a bad guy, and that's it kind of game. But no, it is far from it. It has a very compelling story. Very compelling. And it's just, I can't say anything without spoiling it, but it is one of the best stories I have seen from the future, definitely. Twists at the end, and it is just really, really good. Really good. Kind of like the journey into insanity. It's very powerful shit. We've got a sandstorm here, it's pretty cool. A little QTE. And then we are dropping, apparently. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here because this is going on for quite some time. But that's pretty much Spec Ops The Line. Realistic, compelling. I think they're the two I think I would say are my main. Realistic and compelling. And they are certainly that. It is a masterpiece of a game. It's so beautiful. I mean, look at this. There are certain places in the game where you'll be walking around and you'll see something and you just think, oh my god, that is gorgeous. And that happens more often than not. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Go and get this game, it's fantastic. This is Lol Out, the Total Lol Out. Thanks for watching, bye bye.